Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, and this is gonna be, inshallah, I believe it's our fourth video. On the previous video, I said we actually covered the 14 pronouns, and then I was supposed to give examples for each because we didn't have the space and all that. So I said I will have another video just so we can have examples from the Qur'an for the 14 pronouns that we're talking about. I went ahead and started already on the board for some of them, and then we'll continue as we go forward, inshallah, giving the rest of them. And of course, you know the pronouns are 14 of them. We only have 4 on the board, but as I write them down, we explain, we're going to erase and then go on to the next set of the pronouns because we don't have the space. All right, inshallah. So the first one is, if you guys remember, we did huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antuna, ana, and nahnu. So right now we have the 3 for masculine, singular, dual, and plural. So we're giving example for each one. The first one is, alhamdulillah, we're all familiar with this. We read it all the time. It says, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. The point here is that I want to make is point out the huwa, that's our pronoun. So it says, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, say, He is Allah, Ahad, the one and only. The second one is huma, which is for dual. This is also from the Quran. إِنَّمَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. No doubt, sorry, إِنَّهُمَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. No doubt those two people are from عِبَادِنَا, meaning from our slaves, from our worshippers. And they are mu'mineen. They have submitted themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the point here is the pronoun we're looking for is innahuma. So this is talking about the 2 people in this ayah. The next one is for home, meaning more than 2, so it's plural. And then we have another ayah from the Quran. Says alladhina hum an salatihim sahun. Okay. So here it means alladhina hum, those who, they. I know if you're like translating word for word, sometimes it's like this already says alladhina, but in Quran sometimes the emphasis it's on certain things, so it's like repeated. Alladhina hum, those who, they are an salatihim sahun, they are always mindful of their prayers, their salah, and when it's time for salah. So they're always keeping, an eye out, make sure that it's on time, that they're not lacking or wasting time. So, but the point here is we're looking for the pronoun. This is hum. It's more than 1, 2. This is for plural. So the next one, that was for the masculine side, and now we're gonna move to, this is the feminine side down here. I don't think we're gonna have room for all 3 of them, but we'll go ahead and write for Hia, and then we'll continue. I'll erase this, and then we'll move to the next one. So for Hia, it is Salamun. Hia hatta matla'il fajr. Okay, So here it says سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. This is saying that it is peace. Salamun here means peace until the rise, the tulu of al-fajr, meaning morning. So this was talking about, this coming from Surah Laylatul Qadr, where it says that that night it's salam, it's peace until the rise of the sun. So hiya meaning salamun hiya, that day, that night, it is itself, it's salam. So that's why it's used hiya. Hatta matul al-fajr. Okay. If you guys want to pause this and just make note of anything, go ahead and do that. I will go ahead and erase this, and then put the new set of pronouns on here. Okay. So I'm gonna. All right. Now we did the hiya on the previous page. Now the huma example that I gave on the previous page could be applied again, but like remember, it says innahuma. Well, it's going to depend on the context where you will differentiate whether that's going to be talking about male or female, or if it's something feminine object or masculine object. Words in Arabic, we have that. So I went ahead and skipped those because we already gave the examples of that. So I just jumped right into the hunna. So we had hiya huma, now hunna. Hunna is the feminine word. There's a lot. If you go to like Surah An-Nisa, where all the rules are there for Islam, and so there's like a lot of them there. But I just got some words there because if you write the whole ayat, they're going to become too long. But that's the point, is for you to recognize these hunna. So when they do come, so for example, they have it fala hunna. It's meaning like in the middle of the sentence is coming the ayah. Fala hunna. So there's three things in here: fala and then hunna. So it's all written together. So it means so for them. So for them. Fala hunna. So it's written together as like one word, but there's actually three separate things. So for them, and it's from the rules from the Surah Nisa, and it goes on to talks about other things. And then another example is let's see, we have, you know what, I need to write this a little bit further out. To hunna. Again, so this is, make sure it's readable. Fa'atuhunna. So give them, or bring for them, or give them ujurahunna, meaning their due share. This is all talking about the females. So the point for me is here for us is to understand hunna, 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 hunna. It keeps repeating. So as for us to understand that this is talking about the plural for females. Okay. The next one we have here is anta. We have anta, antuma, antum. This is all again for masculine. And example we have wa anta حل بها بهذا البلد. Stop there. Okay. So here we did the hunna. This is the hunna. And then here the focus is on the pronoun anta. Excuse me. وأنت حل بهذا البلد. Of course, this is taking away from the context, but it says, and you, حل meaning it's halal, yeah, meaning it's you're allowed. بهذا البلد, for this city. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that Rasulullah he's talking to him and he's like that you are, this city is for you, meaning that you are allowed to be in this city. Wa anta, so meaning you are. All right, the next one we talk about is antuma. Let me see, what do I have here? One second. All right. For antuma, sometimes it's a little bit hard to find examples. We also have the pronoun that is attached. Antuma, sometimes in the Quran, most of the time you find it as kuma. So if you're coming across that again, it is, example is for the antuma, meaning for two, masculine. So in this case, it could be like the example I've written here, like kitabukuma, meaning your book, the book of two of you, the book for two of you. Or you can say, let's see, minkuma, ilaykuma, fikuma, alaykuma. So these are all like examples that you might come across in the Quran that is talking about the dual masculine. All right, the next one is antum. I did find there's a lot of examples for antum in the Quran. So this one, let's write it down here. This is wala. Antum. بدون ما أعبد. So this one, clearly we can see that the word antum is there. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد, and you, antum meaning you all, are not going to worship ma a'bud, what I worship. So the point that we're here emphasizing here is antum. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. You all, you masculine group. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. You're not going to worship what I worship. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase the board because I'm running out of space, and we'll come back with the rest of the examples, inshallah. All right, inshallah, we continue. So this one now is going to be the female pronouns anti, antuma, antunna. So the example we have for anti is this one right here. Okay, this one, it is saying ana. Again, this is from out of context. This is just part of the ayah. It goes, there's something before it, and then it says ana rasulu rabbiki li ahaba laki. So we want to point this out. So anytime you see situations like this, rabbiki laki, meaning this is all referring to a feminine word. So here, Ana Rasulu Rabbiki. The angel is talking to Maryam alayhi salam and telling her that I am a Rasul, a messenger from Rabbiki, from your Rabb. Ki in here in anti ki. So the kaf takes a kasra because it's anti. And then it goes on li ahaba, so that I can give you a gift. Laki, for you. Again, ki, it's taking a kasra. If it's not for feminine, it would be laka. Or in this case would be rabbika. But since it's talking about the feminine, it's ki and ki. So anti. All right, so the next one, we already gave an example in the previous, just a few minutes ago for antuma. I mentioned that it's a little bit difficult to find words like that in the Quran, so they have the equivalent as uh, kuma. So like I give the example of kitabu kuma, that stands for like antuma. And then another thing that's also similar to antunna is the word kunna, which you come across in the Quran. So when you come across this, also this is talking about more than one female. So this is the plural version of it. So here we have, like for example, it'd be there's I didn't see a whole lot, but again, if you're talking about if you're just reading within the ayat, there'll be things like min kunna, or we have ilay, um, here, and it goes on like that. Um, or the word again would be kitabu kunna. So I don't want to write it again because we read it so many times. But so the point is that you're paying attention for this. It kind of rhymes with kunna and tunna. So when you're coming across these words, you're gonna just pause and say, I think these are feminine words. So let me find out why these are feminine. So from the context of the ayah as you're reading, you will figure out why this has been used. If it's talking about people, then you know if it's talking about people. And if it's not, then in the ayah will tell you why. There'll be like a feminine word in there that you'll figure out. Okay, and then the last two things we have is ana and nahnu. So there's example would be ana rabbukum mul a'la, and it just goes on like that. So here, obviously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking, and he says, Ana rabbukumul a'la. I am your Lord, the Most High. And it continues saying other things, but I just brought this here. So because we're talking, our focus is on the word ana, meaning I. And then the last one is nahnu. Again, there's example here from the Quran. This is inna. Let's see if I can get some space here. Inna nahnu nuhi. Okay. Not hear anything. Nuhil. No. Again, it continues. This is just from just part of the ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Inna nahnu. Here's the word that we're looking for. Inna nahnu nuhyil mauta. Indeed, I. And then again, as for emphasis, nahnu, we give life to the dead. Nuhyil mauta. Al hayul mauta. We give life to the dead. Okay, but the focus here is nahnu, meaning we. All right, I think we will go ahead and stop here, and then on the next video, inshallah, we'll be having words or huruf of negation, and we'll go from there. Okay, until next time, Assalamu alaikum.